All right, we are back. So we have taken this out of the oven. Now, this is a little thin. So I would suggest to make it just a little bit thicker. But I'm going to show you how to take these out of the pan. Now, we let them cool. So you can't just take them right out of the oven and expect for this to happen. Right, so you got to let them cool off. Okay, so I also have my little cake pan here. We're going to... Alright, so I'm going to kind of take a little butter knife and kind of just go around the edges here. Okay, now because I used my spray stuff, it'll come out a little easier.
And if you did it, the cake will just get stuck to the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
If you ever watch Nelden, sometimes the people that don't use the spray, it gets stuck.
Now I want to put my bigger one on the bottom. Now normally these would be about the same size, but you know, things happen. Okay, so I've taken that out. I have put it down here. Okay.
Looks like just a big thick pancake.
Now mine is still a little warm because I felt it on the bottom. So just because it feels kind of cooled off at the top, kind of want to feel it from the bottom, okay? So we're going to let it cool for just a little bit. All right, so we've got these cooled off. So when we put the second one on, we got the first one, we're going to ice it. Okay, so here's a tip about using icing on a cake. So you want to start off with just a little bit, because if you glab it all on there, then it kind of sticks to the cake. So we're going to put this down here. See my cake here? Or your face doesn't always have to. Remember, my hands are clean, okay? We've washed them. So. Just put a thin layer on to start out, so that way you get all the crumbs. So my icing is looking like this because I feel like the cake a little bit that way. Okay, because the cake is still a little warm. So if you let yours cool a little bit longer than we did, probably. Okay, so I've got that first layer on, and then I'm going to glob on a bigger layer. Smooth it over. I'll go back and forth like this. Now, I like to use a spoon to ice, and I decorate a lot of cakes. And I have discovered that just using a good old-fashioned spoon works better than any fancy tool out there. It's all in how you move your hand. Okay, so now we've got that. Now, I'm going to let this cool just a little bit longer because I'm not satisfied that it is all the way cool. So what we're going to do, because you're going to put another layer on this, okay? So you want this to be nice and cooled off, so the other layer doesn't slide off when you put it on. So we're going to let this cool just a little bit longer. Okay, so we've let this cool a little bit. I'm going to put just a little bit more icing on here because I like the middle part to be nice and thick here.
Better.
Okay, now I'll take this one. Remember, we already unstuck it. This is going to go right on top here. Okay, now we're going to take the rest. Remember, we're just going to start with a little bit on top because see, there's crumbs up here from where the cake is baked, and so if you start with a thin layer, it kind of holds those crumbs in. That way when you put the top layer on of icing, you won't get the crumbs all in your icing.
And if you hear the chickens in the background, that's them.
Alright, so now we're going to glob on some more here after a thin layer. Or do you think this might need some sprinkles on it or something?
Yes.
Why don't you pick out some sprinkles from up there? Now you want to make sure that you get the sides here. So kind of turn them around a little bit here. So I'm going to take out the rest of this icing. We're going to do science ones, green, purple ones.
And look, you do little science chemistry things. They're magical.
Magically delicious. I want to try to make it even and smooth.
And with the sprinkles, you can use any kind of sprinkles. Because I just chose these because they kind of look cool. But if you're making a cake for Mother's Day, you may want some purple, pink sprinkles. There's some sprinkles that go with the color of the icing.
Alright, so I'm going to scrape out just so we don't waste any. Scrape out just the last bit of this. Alright, Carter, go ahead and let's not overdo it on the sprinkles. Okay, so I'm going to spread them out just a little bit here. And whoa! Alright. Let's see. Here's where Carter kind of messed up a little bit. I like to put them in my hand first. I know. And then kind of spread them out. Alright, so now we have our completed cake.